The crying started somewhere over Kansas. It wasn't the short, fussy kind of crying people could ignore. It was the heartbroken sobs of a little boy who missed something he couldn't explain. Passengers sighed, flight attendants exchanged weary glances, and one man sat helplessly trying to soothe his child. Amelia Wright, in seat 14C, had been watching quietly. The man, early 30s, tired eyes, expensive suit, looked like he hadn't slept in weeks. The boy in his arms, maybe 2 years old, was red-faced and trembling. Something in Amelia stirred. She had always had a soft spot for children, especially ones who cried from pain that couldn't be fixed with candy. Without overthinking, she unbuckled her seatbelt and walked down the aisle. "Excuse me," she said softly to the man. "May I try something?" He looked up, startled. His voice was rough. "He's just tired. He doesn't sleep well anymore." Amelia smiled gently. "May I hold him?" After a moment's hesitation, he nodded. The child reached toward her instinctively, as if sensing warmth. Amelia gathered him close, humming the lullaby her mother once sang to her. "Sleep, my darling, close your eyes. The stars will guard you through the skies." The boy's sobs began to slow. Within minutes, he was sleeping peacefully in her arms. The cabin fell silent, the tension dissolving. The father exhaled in disbelief. "Thank you," he whispered. Amelia smiled. "It's nothing. He just needed comfort." But the way the man looked at her, like she had just done something miraculous, made her heart ache. When the plane landed, she handed the sleeping child back. "He's beautiful," she said softly. The man smiled faintly. "His name is Oliver. I'm Ethan." Then after a pause, "His mother passed away 6 months ago." Amelia's breath caught. "I'm so sorry." Ethan nodded, eyes distant. "He cries for her every night." Amelia's voice trembled with compassion. "You're doing your best. He knows that." And with that, she left, never realizing her kindness had touched 2 broken hearts at once. Ethan Cole wasn't used to being invisible. People usually knew him, CEO of Cole Technologies, one of the youngest billionaires in the country. But Amelia hadn't treated him like anyone special. She hadn't asked for a photo or a favor or his name. She'd simply held his son and sang. And that was what haunted him. Back home in New York, his days went on in quiet, polished loneliness. Meetings, deals, interviews. Yet all he could think of was her voice and the peace it had brought. He searched for her online, Amelia Wright, but thousands of results appeared. Teachers, doctors, artists. Nothing fit. Until one night, while reading an article about local community programs, he froze. There she was, Amelia, standing outside a Chicago community center, smiling as she handed food to children. A caption read, "Music teacher volunteers to support underprivileged families." Without hesitation, Ethan booked a flight. The next Saturday, Amelia was helping clean up after a charity meal when a familiar voice made her turn. "You sing as beautifully as you give," Ethan said, holding Oliver in his arms. Her face lit up. "Ethan, you found me." "I promised you a coffee," he said. They sat outside the small cafe watching Oliver play. For the first time in months, the boy laughed freely. Amelia smiled. "He seems happier." Ethan nodded. "He hasn't slept through the night since, but when he hears your song, he does." Amelia's heart melted. "It's not the song," she said. "It's love." He feels safe again. Coffee turned into dinner. Dinner turned into long walks. They talked about loss and healing. Ethan told her about his late wife, about how she'd loved music too, how her absence had broken him. Amelia shared her own grief, losing her parents years ago. Their pain connected them in ways words couldn't describe. Before long, Ethan realized something. He wasn't just grateful. He was falling in love. 1 year later, Amelia stood backstage after performing a charity concert for children. The last song she'd sung? The lullaby, the same one from the plane. When she stepped out, Ethan was waiting, Oliver asleep in his arms. "You sang his song again," Ethan said softly. "He loves it," she whispered. Ethan's voice trembled. "Amelia, that day on the plane, you gave me back my son. You gave us both a reason to feel alive again. You are our missing piece." Tears filled her eyes. "Ethan!" He knelt slightly, not with grandeur, but sincerity. "Will you be part of our family?" She touched Oliver's small hand, her heart overflowing. "Yes," she said through tears and laughter. Yes, I will. Oh, months later, they boarded another flight, this time as a family. Mommy sing? Oliver asked sleepily. Amelia smiled and began. Sleep, my darling, close your eyes. The stars will guard you through the skies. Ethan reached for her hand, love shining in his eyes. And as her voice floated through the cabin, no one knew that once, on another flight, one small act of kindness had changed 3 lives forever. Because sometimes love begins not with words, but with a lullaby.